freight cars filled with scrap metal, bound for steel plants all over Europe. ELG is a major steel recycler. JOACHIM LUNING supervises the loading process. KAROLA PANKE is head of procurement for the company. She looks all over the Ruhr region for steel scrap. Even small amounts are worth purchasing.
So, das wird er sein.
Scrap dealer GÜNTER BREDBACH wants to sell the 6 to 7 tons of steel in this container.
Circa 6 Tonnen, 6 bis 7 Tonnen.
Ja, sieht doch ganz gut aus.
A quick test with a magnet confirms that it really is high-grade steel.
Freitag.
Once a delivery date is set, it's time to negotiate the price. 1,420 euros a ton, the highest amount KAROLA PANKE is prepared to offer. It's obviously not what BREDBACH had in mind. But he accepts it, even though he's losing money on the deal.
I paid 1,700 a ton.
How much of a loss is that?
280 euros a ton, but I have to get rid of it due to a lack of space.
For the 7 tons of steel scrap, he'll get about 10,000 euros.
Sometimes we have very different ideas about price, even though we keep our suppliers informed. They're told almost daily about the new prices. So when I turn up, the price in general should be pretty clear. Depending on market conditions, I might be able to pay 10 or 20 euros more. But unfortunately, sometimes I can't.
At the scrapyard in Duisburg, JOACHIM LUNING is putting on the pressure. He needs to have all 6 freight cars loaded up by evening. The remaining 6 cars that the railway company had failed to deliver arrived during the night, and now loading has to go even faster. A steel plant in Witten is already waiting for the train with 18 cars. The plant can't operate without the scrap. But first it has to be small enough. Large pieces of scrap steel salvaged from dismantled factories, for instance, won't fit in the furnace.
Anything weighing more than 500 kilos can't be charged into the furnace and has to be processed. That means we can cut the material, burn it, and if necessary, have external companies break it up.
Before every delivery to a steel plant, the scrap is analyzed. Stainless steel is made of iron and metals such as nickel, chromium, and molybdenum. They're what make the scrap so valuable. A sample is melted down to determine its chemical composition. In this case, the alloying elements are in order. There's nothing harmful in it, so it can be recycled. It's a material that can be processed as it is and needs no more preparation.
Basically, we're talking about 2 different things here. First, we have the valuable elements, chromium, nickel, and molybdenum, which are also invoiced, for which the supplier receives money. And what's important for us, for the steel plant, is knowing if it contains any additional elements that could harm the steel and lead to problems when it's milled or melted.
Was ist denn das?
Alu 99,5.
Ach ja, total leicht.
Rein Alu, ja. Und
das in VA wäre auch nicht schlecht, ne?
nee, ne?
KAROLA PANKE is still looking for scrap reserves from her dealers. Because prices are so low right now, she'd like to buy more now.
When people are really searching for scrap metal, a supplier like GÜNTER BREDBACH will be approached by 5, 6, or 7 people, all wanting to buy it. That means we have to offer good prices and look after him.
It's taken a total of 3 days to load the railway cars. Now the train is complete. The weight slips tally, and everything's set to go. The train filled with stainless steel scrap is on its way to Witten. Next week, can KAROLA PANKE attract new customers for the steel recycling company? And can the scrap that's been delivered actually be melted down in the steel plant as planned?